Jon Jones don't make more money than me in a week. Jon Jones makes more money than me when he fights. And that's it. Outside of that, he ain't getting what me and Chael getting from ESPN, The Volume, DraftKings, Total Wireless, Rose Sparks, Monster Energy. I mean, we over here eating. So that's just false. That's false.
Daniel Cormier claims Jon Jones isn't just delaying a Tom Aspinall fight, he's quitting the sport entirely.
He thinks with all of these tweets, he thinks he's having the greatest run on Twitter. What's really happening is he's cooking his own legacy right now. He's making a mockery of his legacy. Show me a great champion. A great from Jordan, Brady, Lemieux, Ali, Gretzky. Show me someone who acted like this in their final chapter. Show me someone who refused to play it forward.
Daniel Cormier didn't hold back, stating that if Jon Jones refuses to fight Tom Aspinall, it's not a delay, it's quitting. The former two-division UFC champion, known for his fierce rivalry with Jones, argued that if he were still the heavyweight champ, Aspinall would have already received his title shot. Cormier emphasized that true competitors should be eager to test themselves, especially against someone as dangerous and skilled as Aspinall, and admitted he simply doesn't understand Jones's current approach.
He went through Vitor. He went through Shogun. He went through Rampage. He literally put all those guys in the rearview mirror, and then he moved on, and he hit Rashad. And then he hit Gustafsson, who was a new guy. Then he hit me, who was a new guy. Then he hit Anthony Schmidt, who's a new guy, and Thiago Santos, and Dominic Reyes. He hit them all. He put everybody back. Then he goes to heavyweight, beat Cyril. Then he went and put the old guard back with Stipe. He's beaten all of them. He's been constantly pushing back that next wave of challenger. But there's one more wave. Because no matter how many times you've done it before, there's a real possibility that at some point it catches up to you. Nobody gets out of this thing clean. Khabib did it. George St. Pierre had a fairy tale ending, but George St. Pierre still had moments where things didn't go great. George St. Pierre lost to Matt Serra. That sounds crazy, but it's hard to get through this thing clean. Jones has gotten through this thing clean longer than most people could ever imagine getting through this thing clean. But at the end of the day, there's another young up-and-coming guy that Tom deserves an opportunity to fight the greatest. If you're the greatest, you go fight him.
Since Tom Aspinall won the interim heavyweight title in November 2023, fans and fighters have eagerly awaited a unification bout with Jon Jones, but so far, nothing has moved forward.
This is the only sport that I know of that you can have somebody hold your career back.
Yep.
I guess speak on that. Like, how frustrating is it? Because it's not like you're getting younger. You're only going to get older, right?
Yeah, sure. I'm quite lucky in that regard because I don't feel like I have a lot of miles on the clock, and the 32 is quite young for a heavyweight.
Yeah,
so,
you're getting right in your prime.
I would definitely fight if I could.
Despite UFC President Dana White claiming Jon Jones agreed to fight, things haven't unfolded as expected. Jones's recent social media posts suggest he may vacate the title, showing little interest in facing Aspinall. This has led to Aspinall expressing frustration and a growing desire to move on.
The right thing is to go fight this kid. And if you beat him, which is a real thing and a real likely scenario, you can then stick it to everybody like you've done on so many different occasions and tell them about it. Nothing feels better to a guy like Jon Jones to be able to beat the guy that you thought was going to get him and then him going, what did I say to you? It's sweeter than any title or anything else you can give this man. But he's got to be willing to take that chance to go and fight this dude. Hey, could Tom Aspinall put him out? Absolutely. Tom Aspinall could put him out. He could shut his lights out. Because guess what? You can hit Jon Jones. He can be hit. But he's tough. And he has a great chin. He can be hit, though. And if he gets hit by that dude, a big guy like that who's fast, Tom could put him out right away. That's a real possibility. But there's also a possibility that Jones takes him deep into a fight that he's never, in a place where he's never been before, where Jones has lived. Jones has lived in those places, and he could drown Tom Aspinall. But we'll never know if this dude don't just fight. or quit. Or quit. That's the truth. Not everybody gets to retire. Jon Jones will get to retire from fighting.
Daniel Cormier, who retired in 2020, stated he would have taken the fight without hesitation. As a former champion, he believes holding the title means defending it against the top contender, and right now, that's Tom Aspinall. Cormier explained that facing a tough, dangerous opponent is motivating for true competitors, not something to shy away from. He finds Jon Jones's current reluctance surprising and out of character, especially given Jones's past reputation for accepting all challengers without fear.
But if he doesn't fight this guy, then that's just him quitting. There's one real fight for him, and he's not so old and washed up that he can't take it. So that's how I feel about that. We fought them all. I can tell you guys on good authority, if I was still fighting today and I was still the heavyweight champion and Tom Aspinall was the #1 contender, I would have already fought him. 1,000%. The mindset that I carried through my fight career, knowing how dangerous, it would have done nothing but excite me to see someone standing across the octagon that could potentially beat me or knock my ass out. That would have made me train harder, smarter, and be more prepared than I ever could have been. That's what that would have done to me. What it's doing to Jon Jones is very disturbing, and it's very hard for me to understand, because in my mind, this guy's a fighter, because I've seen him do it time and time again. I don't know. It's very, very, it's a very weird situation going on with this Jones thing.
Cormier respects Jon Jones's legendary career but feels this situation doesn't match his reputation. To Cormier, a true champion steps up when the division needs clarity, unifying titles and silencing doubt. He believes beating Aspinall would not only restore order but also give Jones the satisfaction of proving critics wrong, something he's done many times before in his storied career.
What was it, 2 months ago now, 3 months ago? They got him the money. I'm not even going to call it money because, as I've said from the beginning, he always deserved millions upon millions of dollars. It's not money. It's what he's owed. It's what he's worked to achieve. But, there was a back and forth, They got him that money. They finally got him that money. And he said yes. And then he said no. And since he said no, they've been trying to figure out a way to get him to do this fight. One last fight. He ain't budging. And he's been starting to give us some sort of indication, hints, that he is not interested. But right before 316, he gave us many indications. And when I say not interested, I don't mean not interested in fighting. I mean not interested in fighting Tom Aspinall specifically.
Second, Helwani noted that even with
Cormier respects Jon Jones's legendary career but feels this situation doesn't match his reputation. To Cormier, a true champion steps up when the division needs clarity, unifying titles and silencing doubt. He believes beating Aspinall would not only restore order but also give Jones the satisfaction of proving critics wrong, something he's done many times before in his storied career.
Hints. He's done. He doesn't want to do this anymore. I spoke to the UFC a long time ago about what my future plans were. I haven't really worked out since my last fight in New York. Honestly, I believe it's been in the UFC's best interest to keep presenting me as the company's champion, not Tom. This idea of the TV deal has been brought up. This fight is pre-TV deal. New TV deal comes into play, so it's not really in their best interest. But anyway, I've been playing the role of company man by doing nothing at all. Jon, company man. Maybe the greatest contradiction of all time. The UFC has done more for Jon Jones than any fighter on the roster, and that includes Conor McGregor. They have bet backwards more for him than any fighter in the history of the sport. Lest we forget, around 7 years ago, they moved an event on fight week because he was not going to get cleared by the Nevada State Athletic Commission. They moved it to California. They have never done that for anyone. they probably will never do that again.
Allegedly, the number that Jon wanted, and I believe that to be $12 million. Got my own sources. I don't believe that Jon's turned it down. Even though Ariel's confirmed it, even though that's believed in our industry, I do not believe that Jon Jones got a phone call matching Jon Jones's demands and he said no. And I do not believe that Jon Jones would play that game of chicken. Moreover, I don't believe that if he did, we wouldn't have heard about it. If they believe it, if it's to the point that they're ready to move on, it's to the point when they're done trying is when they go book a different fight for Tom.
Now, of course, this is one of the most highly anticipated fights in all of UFC history. And you can't just announce it, oh, the fight's going to happen. No.
That's stupid.
Fights of this magnitude, the UFC want to do a proper job. They want to announce it in a spectacular fashion. They want to have a press conference. They want the world's media there. They don't want someone on YouTube or whatever or on the phone just going, yeah, the fight's happening, right? Even when I was fighting my fights, I wasn't allowed to announce them. They wanted to announce them, as I say, in the proper way to make sure that all the world's media is there and it gets all the coverage that it deserves. This is the kind of fight that, of course, deserves that kind of attention. This is a fight the world are crying out for, and this is a fight that it seems like we are going to see.
I told you guys already, we'll get Aspinall versus Jones done. The heavyweight fight will happen. Just relax.
Does Aspinall and Jones happen in 2025? What's your gut tell you?
Yeah, I think we see it December 2025. T-Mobile Arena, Dateline, Las Vegas.
Not New York. Why not New York?
Well, Jon Jones fought and won at Madison Square Garden in New York last November. I'm a Boston guy. Place a fucking dump. No, I mean, he checked that box. I'm not sure what the taxes are, but why does Jon Jones need to fight at Madison Square Garden? Why not fight at T-Mobile Arena in the fight capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada? You guys fucking live there. No? I don't know.